That's what I remember for sure.
Right. So a number of things here, Mr. President. You know, looking at how this is carved, we've been carved out of Stark County and put in with a number of other counties. And just looking at the research on this, I'm seeing Congressman Ryan, who I've never met personally. His offices are in Warren, Youngstown, and Akron. And we have offices currently in Canton. And it makes things much harder for us. We are more aligned with Stark County than we are any of those other counties. And, you know, I kind of get a little tired of the thing where we get separated off all the time. And services keep going different directions. And now this will make it even more definitive that those services will be moved to another place. So I'm really opposed to this, and I wanted to make sure that we got this out and council could have a discussion about this if they wanted to, or if not, I would like to see a bipartisan approach to this thing and perhaps get to the Senate before they act that the Alliance City Council is not in favor of this reapportionment and redistricting of our congressional area.
Anyone else?
Mr. President,
Okey.
Mr. President, this new congressional map is the greatest chop job in the history of gerrymandering in the state of Ohio. It is naked power politics at its very worst. And it has only one goal, and that is to keep the political party in power. And I'm sure it's no coincidence that former Congressman John Bocherry, his home has been now carved out of his former district. Same with Congresswoman Betty Sutton, who finds her home carved out of her own district by this plan. It used to be that citizens, Mr. President, elected their representatives. And apparently that's now been turned on its head. Now the representatives choose which citizens they want to represent. And I appreciate Mr. Adreani proposing this resolution. I have a feeling it would be an exercise in futility, regrettably. And I wish that the bipartisanship that he had magnanimously mentioned would take place in the city of Columbus. Because there was no bipartisanship in this plan and its passage thus far. In fact, if our Republican colleagues on City Council would like to know who's responsible for this map being drawn in this manner, then they only need to look in the political mirror. It's their own party that has created this monster of gerrymandering. And Mr. President, the only silver lining in this whole ridiculous political absurdity of carving a community like Alliance out of its home county, the only silver lining, Mr. President, is that the city of Alliance and the people of Alliance will be very ably represented by our new Congressman, United States Representative Tim Ryan, who's a fine man, an outstanding congressman. And that's the only good thing that's going to come from this. Because otherwise, you've got one political party that has decided that it does not matter what the tradition or the heritage or the mutual interests of the people of the various counties of this state are. To that party, statewide, the only thing that matters, Mr. President, is that they maintain a grip on power. The interests of the people be damned. It's the grip on power and to make these congressional seats non-competitive. That is not in the interests of the fine people of this city, Stark County, or the state of Ohio, Mr. President. Thank you very much.